So today we're looking at the G1 Sniper 3 Gigabytes top of the line Z77 board. First thing you notice is that it has a heatsink in the middle as well as 4 PCIe slots. It seems like each one is routed to either the top one is 16 and the other ones are 8. For SLI. Looks like more than just a single way SLI. There's some kind of bridge chip under there, but right now we're not sure what that is. Right here we have extra SATA power. We have 2 phases for the memory, a lot of phases for the CPU VRM for a G1 board. We also have this little OC area. We have power, reset, clear CMOS, port 80H display, as well as voltage read points, USB 3.0 connector on the edge of the board like we like to see. But right here we see a mSATA connector, which is going to be popular. A lot of SATA ports here. And so now we go over here and we have a new audio controller, a Core 3D, as well as a new Atheros chipset, replacing the Bigfoot, and an Intel NIC as well. So you have 2 NICs in the back, as well as a plethora of USB 3.0, and your basic HDMI, BGA, DVI, I believe DisplayPort as well, or maybe, yes, DisplayPort. PS2 is kept, as well as PCI. The heatsink is not final, and it will be changed, so let's go over to the next board. But let's check on one more thing, the fans. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 PWM fans, and I'm guessing full control for all of them. Here we have a G1 Sniper M3 microATX G1 board. A little bit less phases, seem a little different. Not final heatsinks again, a plethora of audio capacitors, same audio chipset, and it looks like the same Atheros chipset. Single NIC on here with the USB 3.0. You also have USB 3.0 internal header at the same area. 4 DIMMs, single phase for the memory. The new digital controllers are used on all these boards. This board looks like a competitor to the Maximus Genie series, and I'm interested to see how it will perform. So let's look at the other board. Alright, here we have the Z77X-UD5 Gigabytes top of the line non-gaming board. Same amount of phases, I believe, actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, maybe a single phase or more over here. 2 phases for the memory. Same exact OC panel as we saw on the Sniper 3. Same digital PWM used. And over here we have a lot of SATA ports, a lot of SATA 6 gigabytes per second, I believe, using Marvel controllers. We still have SATA power here for extra power. This one seems to use 4X from the PCH right here, and then 8X, 16X, and then 8X for SLI. A lot of PCI 3.0 bridge chips made by PLX, dual 64 megabit, 8 megabyte BIOSes. Seems like we have an ALC 889, but we also have audio amps, I believe, or some upgrade to the audio system. We also have an Intel NIC over here, VLI for extra USB 3.0, and in the back here you definitely have a workstation type environment. I believe it might be using dual Intel NICs, but I'm not quite sure. We'll find that out. We have our things. There's no PS2 on this board, just a lot of USB 3.0 that's native and non-native, and all the audio and video outputs that you would require. This board has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 PWM fan controllers. All should be controllable. Very nice layout. Big heat sinks, which are good for overclockers. Again, once again, not the same heat sinks as going to be on the final board. Oh, and mSATA is on all the boards. And you see this PCI 1X up here is nice because it's not blocked by anything. So let's move over here. Alright, the UD3H, and this one we have a little surprise for overclockers because this has the exact same overclock panel, the same 2 phase for the RAM, less CPU phases though. It looks almost like the smaller board of the microATX, but bigger in terms of features. Out of the 3 boards here, the only one that doesn't have the OC area is the mini ATX board. Now we do have the same SLI configuration, the same PCIe layout, almost exactly the same as the UD5. I'm guessing the back panel is a little tuned down. Yes, you don't have as many SATA 3 gigabytes per second, less phases. We do seem to have the same BIOS, and the fans do seem to have the same fan support, which is good to see that on these boards. So thank you for watching with us today, and we look forward to the final release.